Okay, everybody, welcome back to Dear Video Games Podcast. We've been changing some things up. We'll be playing games at the beginning of this episode. So before we record this, we'll be playing a game, and then we're going to be talking about them during these episodes. Everything can be found at Mav and Snacks, so make sure to follow Dear Video Games on socials, or follow Snacks, or follow myself. But today we're doing something special. I've been a long-time Fallout fan, but Snacks is your first one. And I'm going to let you explain the description, and then we'll see if it's actually what it is.
Okay. So allegedly, Fallout 76 is described as this. 25 years after the bombs fall, you and your fellow vault dwellers emerge into post-nuclear America. Explore a vast wasteland in this open-world multiplayer addition to the Fallout story. So kind of like a very basic, explanation of what the game is. I would say that that's fairly accurate. Actually, I think that's a very simplistic explanation. I feel like what they've left out is that like everything in this game is trying to kill you. So I feel like it would be more accurate if they were like 25 years after the bombs fall and you emerge, you spend your days scavenging, hunting for food, and running for your life from a variety of overgrown roaches, monsters, and traps.
And bone worms.
Beware the bone worms. Okay, that's what I feel would be a little bit more realistic explanation.
It really does feel like a post-apocalyptic world too, because everything has been affected by the nuclear bomb, right? So Snacks went into a giant rad roach, and then she saw a dead mutant.
Yes, and these weird smaller ones, but I don't know what they were called. They looked like humans, but when you got up close to them, they're like all wrinkly and weird.
And then we ended up in a cult mine where they were sacrificing people, and there was like blood, and so this game is definitely
the river was blood.
This game is definitely like a Fallout game, except it's multiplayer, so it's like action, shooter, murder mystery, and a dash of horror for sure. So if it's spooky,
a little spooky.
Be a little bit spooky.
It's kind of giving me a bit of a fall vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like the perfect game to me in fall is like a horror sort of survival game, and I really like that sort of vibe. We saw a few other enemies. There was like some sort of blobby thing that emerged from some goop.
Yeah.
I also was pleasantly surprised by, like, I wouldn't call them a jump scare, but by the like surprises. Like I stepped on a bomb. I stepped in a bear trap. Mav set off some kind of like tripwire or something, stepping on the nails and then getting poisoned. Like I thought those were all really clever ways to kind of like keep you on your toes in a game like this without having something like, without it becoming like an actual horror game, right? Yeah. Without something like jumping out at you.
Still
I really
action,
enjoyed
right?
those
like action, adrenaline.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I thought that was really neat.
There's also building and housing in this game. So if you're more like, I want to build my home, like you can just do that. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a whole store full of items too that you can purchase to make your place look cool. And you can really live in this world, but
I think that's so neat. Can you like work on the place we're standing now on this tower? Can you edit that at all? Like, can you place items inside of that, or can you only do things inside of your campground area?
I think it's only in your campground, but you can have multiple places. So you can actually fast travel from base to base, basically.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. That's really neat. I like that a lot.
Then there are different events that are happening on the map that happen, and like you can see there's sometimes there's a big red circle. You'll get an alert that there's like a nuclear blast situation happening.
That was a bit alarming, honestly.
I would say for difficulty though, it does give you options in the beginning of the game to choose a smaller, lower level character versus a higher level character.
Yeah.
So I think choosing the lower level, if you're not used to shooter games or action games or games in general is probably great because there's probably way more tutorials than what we got today.
Sure. Right. Yeah, I actually love that though. I think that that's really clever for having new people come in, especially right now while the game is free. Like I think that's so smart because then someone can come in and they can kind of envision what this game would actually be like if they were level 20, like what is going to be accessible to them. And then if they like the game, that's awesome. Then maybe they're like, okay, yeah, I'm going to make another character. I'm going to start at like level 2 at the base, and then I'm going to work my way up. I think that that's really smart in a game like this. It gives people a taste of what it could be. I think sometimes people get overwhelmed when they start a new survival game. There's like a lot to learn in different survival games, like how to craft things, how to get everything together. And so getting a little boost, I think, is really smart.
It's also great too because the show just came out and people who have never played a game or Fallout game are hopping in. And so if you've never really played a game or you don't know the Fallout universe, it really does do a good job of like explaining things. There's like flavor text everywhere that kind of tells you what's happening. There's building. Yeah, it's really cool. I would say difficulty though is moderate. Like there's a lot.
Yeah, it definitely felt moderate to me.
This is definitely
a moderate game though. I like that because you want some challenges, right? You don't want everything to come very easy in every single game you play, right? But you also don't want things to be so challenging that the first time you play a game you can't get anywhere, right? If you start a survival game and you can't even like set 10 feet out because you're getting mauled by something,
right?
Then that can also be kind of tricky. So I think a moderate difficulty to me is like perfect. Like I would rate it smack dab in the middle for difficulty. Perfect.
Yep. Not too hard, not too easy. Just kind of like in the sweet zone. Also has great style. It's got like that 50s, 60s retro vibe going on.
Yeah. And the items are also, they match the time frame, which I feel like it would be easy to take for granted, but it definitely keeps you like more immersed. And I kind of smile when I see like a little radio player or like an older telephone or something. Like I think that I like that.
Yeah,
it's cute.
Fallout's a whole vibe.
Yes.
Okay, so as someone who has never played a Fallout game and you've kind of just dove in, like what's your first tip? Like if someone just loads in, what do you tell them to do? Run for your life.
Pick up everything and then scrap it.
Yeah.
And that's me not knowing what I'm really scrapping things for, but that's what I learned today. I learned today to shoot anything that looks to you the wrong way, pick up everything you see and scrap it, and watch out for traps. Those are the things I learned. Yes.
And recommendations, I think just kind of, this is an open world exploration game, survival game. So you're going to die. Things are going to happen. You're going to lose your stuff. Just kind of keep getting back up and running around. That's the chaos of these types of games.
Definitely. A comment from chat that I think is like really a great addition is that they're saying that a lot of the older players see Fallout 76 as a community that they've all built together. They put time into it and they really focus on being friendly and they welcome newcomers. And so there's also a mention of donation boxes. So I'm not sure what those are, but I think I can kind of guess, right? Like where they're able to help newer people in the game. I think that that's awesome. And it's a great way to get new people involved in a game. When they haven't played it before.
Especially, Snacks and I have come from a lot of different communities, and some of were like just massive, like the Destiny community and the ESO community. And it just really makes a difference. And to have not only just like the Twitch directory, but the gamers in the game kind of going out of their way to help because they know they're going to be new players is really smart, because when you have a game that you play regularly and you have more people joining it, that means they're going to make more stuff more often.
Yes, you want more players in your game always. 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Okay, target player. Who is playing this? Anyone.
I think almost anyone could play this. I think it does. Wait, but it does have an age rating, right? I think, right?
I'm pretty sure it's mature because there's blood.
Okay.
Or it could be T for teen. I'm not quite sure what the rating is. Definitely there is blood. which usually can skew teen or mature.
Sure. It didn't feel too gory. I really wouldn't say that it feels really scary or really intense or anything.
Let's see.
There's a giant cloud behind us. Is that where that bomb went off? There's like a giant dusty.
Oh, it's rated mature because you can make drugs and alcoholic beverages.
Oh, well, I mean, that's understandable. The drugs.
For the head exploding. It's mainly for the drugs.
And that
alcohol.
makes sense, honestly.
Yeah.
Side note, donation boxes are red crates at every train station and major location. Older players leave behind things they don't want or need, and usually includes plans and schematics for new players. That's really nice.
That's literally so adorable.
I love that. That's really sweet. That's nice to hear. I like that. I like it when games help bridge things, especially in like, this is kind of a unique case, right? Like you mentioned with the show coming out and the timing and stuff and the game being free at this time. So it is a unique situation, but it seems like they're well prepared for it. And that's also really awesome to see.
Well, also, this could be a great way to start because this game also is free. And
yes,
if you don't want to dive into a massive RPG game that is the Fallout franchise,
yeah,
like Fallout 4 is the newest game, the update's coming. But if you're like not sure about diving into a big, massive game, like what is what, like this is a great intro to any of the games. It plays like kind of all of them.
That's really cool. That's good to know too, as someone who has like a bit more of a Fallout experience.
Yeah, it definitely, it's got the same, I don't want to say clunky, but you can feel a little bit clunky when you're like shooting.
Yeah, I feel that.
Just like the vibe of combat.
Yeah.
That's in every Fallout. So.
Okay, let me ask you this. What is your favorite part of this game? So what really stands out in this game to you?
Oh, man. So they have like a beautiful alchemic like makeup for a Fallout game because it really does hit on so many things that I love. I love open world games. I love games where you can craft in, games you can build in. Murder mystery, there's always a detective or there's always like some mystery you have to uncover and find clues for. The style is some of my favorite ever in a game. Like the music and everything, it's awesome.
Wow. Okay, so lots of high praise coming from Mav.
I
love the game.
It's always just been such a special game for me, and the different things you can do will change your gameplay every time. So like, let's say Fallout.
Oh, so unique playthrough.
Yeah, so Fallout 3, if you accidentally blow up a whole town, you don't get to do those quests. And like,
yeah, I like that.
It's very Skyrim in terms of like, what if you kill a chicken, something's gonna happen, right? So.
There's like there's real repercussions. I love a game with real repercussions.
It's very immersive. There aren't a lot of rules. They really allow you to try a bunch of different things.
That's cool though. I love that. That's great. I love games where the boundaries have been kind of expanded beyond what you would expect them to be, because it's so interesting to see how people choose to do something differently, right? Everyone's given the same sort of quest, and then what are you going to do with that, and kind of where does that take you? What stood out to me, for me, I like that. I like a survival game. I like open world exploration. I really like that.
This is the first of its kind. This is the first time they've done this. So it's very weird for a Fallout player, but it's also really awesome to get to dive and play and build together. Like Snacks and I are for sure going to play this more together.
It's really cool. I also like that even though I'm a new player, I have like this quest line I need to do, but there's no like heavy emphasis on doing that, right? Yeah. As we go into different areas, like new things are popping up for me, and I'm not necessarily bound to having to do that. I also really like that because it's an open world sort of game. And so in my opinion, I should have some kind of open world choice and say on like what I'm going to do, where I'm going to go. But yeah, I love it when choices impact your game. I find that to be so awesome. I think it's so neat. And then I love that experience too, because then you get to hear from other people. Yeah. It's really interesting when someone's like, oh, did you do this in this town? And you're like, no. For whatever reason, right? You killed them all. Something happened to them. You didn't go to that side. Like, I love that.
Okay, rating.
Yeah.
For your first game, the first impression of Fallout, what is your rating out of 10 stars?
Okay, I just want to preface this with one thing, and that Mav's playtime hours are significantly different than my playtime hours. So I feel like that's going to impact mine a little bit because I
have hundreds of hours of Fallout.
And I have like
1 or 2.
Yeah. Literally. Maybe 1.5, honestly. So I would say I wish that I could have experienced more things, but I also understand that it's going to take some time. So based off of the limited things I got to do today, I would rate it pretty high. I would still probably give it a 7.5. Things that are missing that would influence my rating would be like crafting, for sure. Like crafting and building a base or something I'm really interested in. Something else I didn't get to do is I would like to follow that quest line just a smidge to see like what happens there. And then I do understand that sort of like janky, heavy kind of feeling about that. I wish I had slightly more control over that feeling. And so those are some of the things that impacted my score. The things that are making me raise my score rating are for sure the open world exploration. Visually, I love it. It feels really cohesive. It feels like there was a lot of attention to detail, which I also appreciate. And I love being able to play with a friend.
Yes.
I just love it. Was also easy to play with a friend. Okay, Mav and I have played many games together. We've played couch co-op games together in different countries. We've played games that are easy together, hard to join together, and this was seamless. So that definitely stood out to me. It was very easy to find my friend in this game. Very easy.
Aww.
Okay, what about you? What is your rating? And then a little bit of the insight into why you gave it that.
Okay, I'm actually going to give it an 8.5.
Okay.
Which is high, okay?
It's very high.
I'm aware that it's high, but this is initially why I'm rating it high. One, because Snacks and I have played so many games, and there aren't a ton of games out there to play with your friends and survive together in like a fully fleshed out universe. Like there's nothing. Like actually, there's nothing. There are a couple games that just came out, but they are in their beginning stages. And then what? There's Valheim. Like there's not really a ton of finished games like this that are out there that you can survive and play
Finished
with.
is a key word there.
Finished.
Like literally.
Which it takes time. This game has been out. Like it's added stuff, but it's like, free. Anyways. As a Fallout fan and player, this game really scratches my itch because I am such a multiplayer fiend, and not as much as I love the single player adventure of Fallout, like I really am excited to kind of dive more into the quests and stories and like the side things and seeing what you can actually do in this game again. Like I've played in the past, but I haven't gone quite into it like a Fallout 3 or 4. I really want to see, but at the gate, like you really get to, you start off in the vault and you get to experience the inside. You walk around, check it out, interact with stuff. It's very Fallout. It's very Bethesda. I'm such a Bethesda fangirl, so I can't help it. They've always been such a great community, and yeah, I think I would rate it high just because I know that they are working very hard on this game and have continued to work hard on this game, and it's getting the support it needs. Let's say it hadn't been getting updates and there wasn't a show. Like, I don't know if, I would want to play because like Snacks might not understand the game and there are other games we could play together, Yeah. But I think with things happening and aligning and support for the game, it really gets you to want to play as a player, because when devs like making their game and players like playing the game, it's just such a great experience because you can be constructive and give feedback and find cool things. So they've always just done a great job with that at Bethesda. Obviously, they're known for a little bit buggy, a little bit things here and there, but there's just a lot in the game. And so I try to give them grace with that because there aren't a lot of games that have a lot of interactable things.
Yes, there's lots of little cool things in here. I feel like that would be really something to continue to explore. But yeah, I like the game. I would play it again. Like as a brand new first time player with just a few hours in, I would play the game again. I'm interested in continuing to play the game.
Right?
It's always a really great sign when Mav and I jump into a game and I know we're going to talk about the game and I would rather keep playing. It's an awesome sign when I'm like, oh, it's already time for us to chat about the game because I wish that we were playing the game.
Yeah, and it's their first service game, and service games are wild, and the fact that they're even attempting it, and it's with Fallout, like it's just so cool because this franchise and Fallout's just been out for forever.
So. Right. Do you happen to know when the first game came out?
Let me see. Fallout 1, which release date. It wasn't a Bethesda though. Not Bethesda, but 1997. They did acquire the IP, but
what the heck? I didn't know that. It's so crazy because I've never played.
So the first two are from a different developer, but Fallout 3 was like right after the nuclear explosion, so it was a bit more grim, more green, like a little bit more horror, but it was the first time they ever did like a third-person shooter action game for this.
That is crazy.
It used to be like RTS top-down, like Diablo.
What?
Experience.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. Wild to think about that. Wow, that's crazy. They come a long way. Yeah, great game. I would love to play it again. I think it was an excellent suggestion. If you're listening live right now, it is free for I think 2 more days. If you're listening to the recording, you'll have to double check and kind of see what's going on. But it's also on sale right now too. So if you do the free playthrough and you like it, now seems like
under
$10
right
to
now.
Pick it up. Yeah, I think it's like $7 Canadian or something. Don't quote me on that. I was just approximating it.
Oh, and if you are watching live, thank you so much. If you tuned in on YouTube and you found us, amazing. We do this every Monday. So every Monday afternoon, we'll play a game and we'll chat about it. And make sure to join us at Mav and Snacks on YouTube. We've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 together, and it's getting chaotic in the Underdark. Like, what the heck?
Yeah.
We do Let's Plays, we have podcasts, we travel, and we actually work with a lot of developers behind the scenes. Snacks has done a ton of teaching and things as well, and I've just played too many games, honestly.
Yeah, we got lots going on. So if you want to see us talk together more about the games we like and what we're up to, definitely catch us Mondays in the afternoon. And other than that, check out our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. It's absolutely spectacular. And the episodes for that come out Saturday mornings.
Yeah. And thank you so much for listening. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.